We are running a lot of clinical studies in several countries. And we find, for example, that the Mayan girls whose mother was exposed to pesticides, parakeets, and DDT, they were born with birth defects. And just by drinking live crystal, they recover. Like little O'Malley, I have the reports here with me, 8 years old. And she had 200 to 400 seizures per month. And she's living a normal life today. Now we have many little kids like that, children like that, had the same problem. And their conditions has been restored as well. But these are just examples, what I'm telling you, what happens if you can reestablish conductivity so that the nerve impulses can pass. At the same time, when depolarized water losing affinity to hydrophilic molecules, it's going to build up affinity to hydrophobic molecules. Again, what that means in the layman's language. It will break carbon double bond. It will dissolve fats and oils, plaques and cholesterols. As a result, it will chelate your blood vessels. And any biochemical book will tell you that depolarized water have that capability. Now, live crystal depolarizes the water because it's adenosine and guanosine phosphates in there. And I'm an example myself. It's very well known and very well documented that I had four heart attacks. And my wife sitting there, she knows that they wanted to give me 4 bypass. And I fired my doctor, Dr. PC in El Paso. And they told me I never make it home, I will die on the way. And here I am today with clean arteries, thanks to adenosine and guanosine phosphate. But if you go back and look at the FDA file, when they approved the adenosine, and they did the search way back in 1929, they already knew what adenosine and guanosine phosphates will do. And I wonder why some effort hasn't been spent to come up with a process to produce this compound at an affordable price, to make it available to the world who needs it. Now, we have 2 types of live crystal, the crude, which we call the nutritional supplement or dietary supplement, which we're manufacturing under the control of the FDA and the Health Department in the United States. And we're distributing it worldwide, provided we don't put medical claim on it. But we don't have to, because the people will find out what the product will do for them. And they can put the claim on it. We do not have any advertisement, and we do not promote the product out of the US. We're shipping it to people who want to buy it and resell it, and it's available to the world. We have to be very careful that we do everything right so that this product will be available for the people in time to come. But we also have the high purity live crystal, which we cannot manufacture or distribute in the United States. But there are other countries that we are allowed to do that. And we are in many countries conducting clinical data scientifically with some major hospitals, with some clinics, and some major figures behind it. We also register the product in a few countries. We also register in the process of registering in several other countries. We're also trying to work and register it in the United States. We have some encouragement from some country that the first approval of both live crystal Chondriana will be here by this coming spring. There is one country where we have 10 hospitals interconnected with computers, And with the cooperation of the local health departments, clinical studies are about to begin within the next 10 days to legalize the product and prove the product efficacy. Now, we're already working in 40 countries, and we already have hundreds of clinics and hospitals who are doing clinical studies and working with the product. We compiled a lot of data to prove what the product does. And the data is more than encouraging. At this point, I'd like to change the topics to the Chondriana, going back again to the primordial soup. The Chondrianas were known those days as cyanobacteria. I was able to synthesize these early life forms from my own DNA. In a matter of fact, I'm producing Chondriana 6 different ways. It can be produced from the DNA directly. I domesticated all our organelles inside our cells so I can mass produce all the components, all the proteins, and all the genetic materials, what's inside our cell in vitro. From the so produced proteins with 2 turns of DNA around it, in a dispersed, unpolymerized genetic material, I can call back the Chondriana to life. So that's another way to make the Chondriana. It's made from human genetic material. Whether it's taken from a human or whether it's synthetically made, it's still human genetic material. I also produce Chondriana from primordial cells, from germ cell centers, which is located in several parts of our body. And here I will elaborate a little bit more. I'd just like to say you this much, that I also synthesized the animal Chondrianas. And the horse Chondriana is 5 times the size of a human Chondriana. Instead of 100 micron, it's 500 micron. And in 3.5 billion years ago, the cyanobacteria of a horse was meant to be a horse. And the cyanobacteria of a human was meant to be a human. There is no Darwin evolution. Every living organism had its own cyanobacteria already back then. It's not only that, but there have been many types of Chondriana, many types of human Chondrianas, because all the organelles, all the hardwares has been produced by the primordial sea before the higher order of life came about. There have been cyanobacteria that were producing organelles of different kinds. And when finally the great plan came, whoever is behind it and whoever decided that there should be different life forms brought upon this planet, decided what we are going to be at that time. And when all these organelles came together according to the master plan to create a higher order of life, one of the organelles which was needed was the fuel tank, the mitochondria.